Hey YouTube, this is Sun Purple One. I want to talk about salvaging materials to build your homestead. I think it is very, very possible if you're a single person or if you're married with no children that you could build a homestead for very affordable. Granted, it might only be an acre in the country, but with good salvaging skills, good people skills, you could do it for not much money, because I am doing it. The one video I did, people were saying, you can't, how do you find all that stuff? You can't find all that stuff. Yes, you can. The secret to it is getting off the computer, throwing your video game, maybe not away, but throw it up in the attic. Throw it somewhere so you don't play it for hours on the day. You got to get out there and you got to make network. And it's not, oh, I got 1,000 people on, friends on Facebook. That's worth nothing. You got to get out there and have friends or acquaintances that are real people that you can see, you can talk to, because that's how you network. I have a couple other buddies that do a lot of salvaging, and that's how I get stuff, because they might say, hey, there's some stuff over here you can get for free and I don't need it, and I do the same with them. If you're in the salvage, you have to give. It's not all just take, because someone might be looking for something where you can get it. And I've done that a million times. I have so many people asking for things because they know I have it, especially metal. And they, hey, do you got a piece of this? And yes, I do. It's in my dark side, and I'll show you that. I've done a video on my dark side. You can look it up on my channel. A few things you got to remember for salvaging. You got to ask permission, unless you want to go to jail. When you ask permission, make sure you write down who gave you permission. Sometimes they just say, I'm Joe, or I'm the foreman. Write that down. If they're near a vehicle, write their tag number down so you won't get in trouble. You got to get permission. The key is to have a truck. You got to have a truck or a trailer. A truck is so much better than a trailer because you can get into tighter spots, easier to maneuver. You got to have somewhere to haul all your goodies home. Sometimes if you go on a job site, you might have to wear a hard hat. You might have to wear some safety glasses, because you don't want to be the only guy on a construction site salvaging material and putting the company in violation of some OSHA or some safety regulation. Now, you'll probably be violating some rule because you're on the job site and you're not insured. But that's where your people skills come in. Another thing is, a lot of times you got to stay out of the worker's way. So you might have to carry your goodies farther than you normally want to. If they're running machines back and forth, you cannot park where it's going to slow down, because the foreman's going to holler at you and he's not going to appreciate it if his guys are being, even 5 or 10 minutes of you in their way and there's 3 or 4 guys waiting to do something. That's a lot of time and a lot of money on a job site. So sometimes you got to park out of the way. Sometimes you need to ask, hey, where can I park to load that? I've had many times where they've brought the stuff to me. Forklift or bobcat with forks, they've brought it right out to me and put it on the ground. A lot of times they won't load because they're afraid of damaging your vehicle, and if they're using a machinery around your vehicle and it scratches or damages it, then they're responsible. So sometimes they'll just drop it next to it and then you got to load it yourself. Big thing to remember, clean up after yourself. Sometimes when you're salvaging, you can make a little bit of a mess. Always make sure you leave it cleaner than when you found it. Because if the foreman sees, hey, you made a mess and I got to spend 5 minutes cleaning up his mess, he's not going to be happy. You got to have a network of people. That's how I'm successful. I know people. I've developed relationships with them, not the Facebook friends. Forget that stuff. You got to have real people. Craigslist. There's so many places you can look. Sometimes they advertise something very, very cheap because they want to get rid of it. Go there, ask them, hey, say I'm building something, do you have any other material? I've gotten so much stuff. Sometimes it's like, yeah, I do, just get this out of my way for me. I'm going to show you some stuff I salvaged. This was not really a good week for me salvaging because I had a million other things to do, but it was okay. I did not salvage these this week, all those 2x4s and 2x6s. They're brand spanking new. I salvaged those probably a couple months ago, but they were going to give them to me for free, but I bartered with them. In return it took me about 10 hours over a course of a month hauling some junk away for them to the dump. Very easy work. Didn't cost me nothing. So I got the end result of that. I got a bunch of block also from them. So that was an old salvage. I have a good use for that stuff. There's about $1,000 worth of brand new lumber. They were done with the site. All I had to do is clean it up, get it out of the site. Next is this metal here. It's used metal. It ranges from 4 to 7.5 feet. There's probably like 9 pieces there. I love metal because you can protect your salvage material. You can cover firewood. I can make a doghouse roof with that. I can do a lot of things with that metal. I like metal, even rusty metal. Rusty metal is really good because it doesn't have any holes in it. In the woods, you can stack firewood, put it over, and it doesn't stick out. If you had brand new shiny metal, it sticks out. The rusty stuff blends right in with the leaves, so it sort of camouflages it, just so it doesn't look like a mess. So I got the metal this week, and I got 2 20-pound propane and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right there is an awesome find. I'm going to add them to my collection. I'll get them full. Propane lasts forever unless it leaks out. Another thing I salvage was some crutches. Problem with the crutches, they're totally dry rotted, as you can see, but that's not a problem. End of season, pipe wrap. I paid 25 cents a pack. There's 4 4-foot sections in it, so I probably have a penny in restoring these, making them very usable. I have lent my crutches out. This is my 4th pair. I've actually lent them out to people that sprained their ankle, and he didn't want to go to the doctor. He knew exactly what was wrong with it. He knew he had to stay off of it, so I lent him a pair of crutches. So I got those this week. I got 24 cement blocks, the really old heavy-duty ones. This is a key. If you're going to salvage cement blocks, you need a good mason hammer to get the mortar off. A lot of times I salvage them new. They're just in the way, leftovers from a job site. But I will take used ones for free any day, knock the mortar off, and have some good ones. So I got 24 block, and I salvaged some cedar. I have a project for a friend, needs some chunks of it, so I'm going to cut the chunks for them for a craft project. So not a good week, but not too bad. It gives me materials to keep building and keep progressing absolutely free. A few dollars worth of gas. Right there is still a few hundred 6-inch concrete blocks left. I salvaged those 15 years ago, and they're still good today. I salvaged so many blocks. I've used hundreds of them. I've given hundreds of them away to a buddy that was working on a project, had not a lot of money, and he needed them, so no big deal. What else have I salvaged over time? Telephone post. I use them for corner posts, for fence posts, whatever I need, absolutely free. Now they start charging them per foot, but those I got for free. That's a tiny house. Me and my wife built that. We salvaged lots and lots of material out of that house. Was salvaged, literally salvaged. The siding and a lot of the wood, I actually cut trees down, used a sawmill, and did it that way. That's how we got started. So people say, and they look at my projects, and you get a little tired. They say, oh, you must be rich because you're always working on projects. You have so much money. You're not like us. You're not an average person. That's malarkey. I am. I don't make a lot of money. I just salvage, and it is the reason I can salvage is because there's a network of real people I deal with. I love YouTube, and I love developing relationships with people on YouTube, but I like to develop relationships with real people that I can talk to, that I can help, and they can help me. So, a few tips. You can do it. If you're single or you're married with no children, there's no excuse why you have a mortgage. If you can get an acre of land, half-acre of land, build a tiny home. We built a tiny home. I had no construction experience. That's what got us, kept us out of debt, kept us having a big mortgage. And I actually had a mortgage with the house, and I rented the house out for a few years, and then I sold it because it was a hassle. So if I can do it, me and my wife can do it, you can do it. So if you're always feeling like, man, I can never get ahead in life, you might have to re-look at the rent that you're throwing away every month. I know people throwing away $1,000, $1,200 a month, and every month They work their butts off for that. They give it, and at the end of the month, they really have nothing to show for it other than they had a place to sleep for a month. You might need to change what you're doing in life. You just can't keep doing it month after month after month. If you got any questions, I'll gladly help you. southernprepper1 at yahoo.com. I will try to call you. You need to be successful in life. So if you're spinning your wheels, there's other ways you can do it. I've done it. Hopefully this week will be a little bit better on the salvage side. I wasn't really that proactive this week, but you can do it. Thanks for watching.